Okay, folks, Chris here from the Ministry of Dice. I'm back again today with another one of my What the videos. I'm going to talk about What the Dice Masters Super Rares. We've all been there. You've opened up a booster. You've tipped out the dice. You've seen it's a fancy one. It's like all sparkly, and I've not seen that one before. What character's that from? And you get all excited, and then you look at the card, and you see that it is a super rare that makes you go, what the is this? And you're disappointed, and you're sad, and you cry all the way home from your local gaming store. I'm going to do it quick and dirty. I've got like 20 minutes to myself, peace and quiet from the family. So let's, without further delay, get into it and talk about my top 10 What the Dice Masters Super Rares. And coming in at number 10, we have the Deck of Many Things. This is what the, by definition, 3-cost mask. Name 2 different dice and draw 2 dice from your bag. If they are the named dice, you may either roll them or continue to name previously unnamed dice and draw dice until you choose to stop. If you fail to name a die correctly, all drawn dice go to your use pile. What the... I mean, it meets Andy's criteria of more than 5 lines of text, so that immediately is a disappointing super rare. I'm not sure of its usefulness. The fact that it's max die 1 means that you barely ever use it. I mean, honestly, someone tell me, have you managed to do something really impressive and successful with this card? Because I doubt it. This is definitely one that when you drew it out of your... would it have been a draft pack or a booster? I can't remember. But in any case, when you looked at it, you'll have gone, oh, my life, what is this? You'd be so disappointed. So disappointed. Number 10, Deck of Many Things. On to number 9. And this one is SpiderMan Superhero. And it's on the list for a reason that a number of others are actually on the list. Because it's just such a specific set of circumstances that this is even vaguely useful. 5-cost fist. Heroic. When fielded, Spider-Man may pair up with a different heroic character, heroic, I went all Jonathan Ross then, until the start of your next turn. While Spider-Man is paired up, when he and or his partner are knocked out, each may deal its attacking damage to a bolt or a mask character. There is just so much going on there that you just, I mean, really, you're paying 5 to buy it, and you need a second heroic card, so, you know, they're like 3, 4, 5 cost each all themselves. You then need to be guaranteeing that whatever you attack with is being blocked by something that can knock them out. And then you can only deal the damage to a bolt or a mask character. So it has limited functionality. It serves a limited purpose. If your opponent is up in your face with a shield character and you've just put 2 characters out that can only really damage bolts or mask characters, well... my life. How much use is that? It's not useful. Can't stand heroic. Can't stand heroic super rares. And when I got this one, I was not pleased. Okay, on to number 8. What was number 8? Oh, that's right. Barry Allen's CSI. What the is this guy all about? 5-cost, bolt and fist. He's a cross-pulse character. He's got the cross-pulse keyword. When you purchase this die, you may field it at level 1. 133 144 274. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but for a 5-cost that requires 2 energy on it, so you can't benefit as much from discounts, getting him straight in the field on level 1 is worse than you could do with, like, I don't know, a morphine jar or something. I just can't quite see the benefit. Why would you orchestrate a situation where you could buy a 5-cost dice where you need 2 specific energy to get it in order to then gain yourself a 1/3/3 character? It just makes no sense to me. And it's a super rare. Now, I get aggravated. I get like proper aggravated when there are super rares that are named characters, you know, like significant characters. This is Green Arrow and the Flash set is Barry Allen Flash. And then they give us a really card. It just drives me mad. Like, the super rares that are the kind of thematic characters from the set should be so much more significant. I'm not done with this idea. I'm coming back to it in a minute, but Barry Allen is a great example of that. I can't see a great deal of use for him in draft or in constructed. What the is that all about? Right, on to number 7 then. Black Widow, Intelligence Assets. 4-cost mask. She's Infinity Gauntlet Protectory people. While you have a fist in your reserve pool, Black Widow gets +2 attack. While you have 3 or more fists in your reserve pool, she gets an additional +1 attack, and she's 0-1-2, 0-2-2, and 1-2-3. What the is that all about? I've just paid 4 to buy it, then I've got to orchestrate 3 fists in my pool to get 4 or 5 attack. Just buy a Robin. Just buy a morphine jar. Just buy a wong. You know what I mean? Why would I go through the effort of spending 4 on her and then orchestrating 3 fists to get a bonus of plus? Do you know what? Just put a punk global on your team. And then anybody could have +3 attack for 3 energy. Do you know what I mean? It makes no sense. What the is that all about? Now, I love this card. The artwork is outstanding. The least of which is because I'm pretty confident that is a little tip of the hat by WizKids to the Ministry of Dice across the left-hand side of the card there. But I just can't see a case in which you would say, oh, do you know what? Black Widow intelligence assets. Yeah, I definitely want her over Wong. Yeah, look at that. If I get 3 fists in my reserve pool, I'm getting +3 attack. Sweet! It's just never going to happen. What the WizKids? Why would you make that a super rare? That is a disappointing super rare to pull from your pack. Right, number 6 then. White Lantern, Hal Jordan, The Will to Live. 4 cost, White Lantern, he needs all the energies. Can't use question mark energy to buy him. And he says, while White Lantern Hal Jordan is active, whenever you flip a character card, if character is active, deal 1 damage to your opponent. Max die 1. So, another example of a super rare that is just so specific. I can only make any use on that in a team where I'm using flip cards, and then he only deals 1 damage. I mean, he's got some pretty beefy stats. His level 3 is quite frightening, but dealing 1 damage a turn, go through the effort of getting him out into the field and then dealing 1 damage a turn with a flip card on my team. I just can't see it. I just can't, it's there as a super rare because he's a thematic super rare. He's the White Lantern Hal Jordan. He's part of that whole White Lantern little thing that they did in the Batman set. But no thanks. You know what I mean? If you construct a whole team around that with max die 1 and then you whiff it, you're done for. I mean, what the is that all about? So White Lantern Hal Jordan is my number 6, although it's a very pretty die. Well, we'll give it that. It's a pretty die. Right then, on to number 5. And we have Captain Universe, Enigma 4, 6 cost fist, Avengers affiliation. When fielded, draw and roll a die. If you rolled a character face on an Avengers die, you may field it immediately, paying all costs. Otherwise, place it in your prep area. And she's 155, 266, and 377. What the? So, you can draw and roll a die, and you need it to be an Avengers die, so you have to orchestrate it so that your whole bag is Avengers die. You know what I mean? And then you get to field it immediately, but you need to make sure you got the energy to pay the fielding costs. You don't get it for free or anything. But then if it isn't an Avengers die, you prep it. So you've paid 6 and then 1, 2 to buy, then 1, 2, or 3 to field for basically, in the vast majority of instances, like 99.9% of the time, for a single dice prep. If you're that desperate for prep, let me know. I'll send you one of my spare resurrections. Do you know what I mean? What the? I mean, it just bends my head. Now, again, the purchase cost of this one is all about the stats. I'm pretty sure it's all about the stats because Captain Universe, she's got some beefy stats on her. But that game effects, come on, give me a break. What the? Who's used that? Let me know in the comments below. Who's used that or was happy with it when you got it in your Age of Ultron booster? Because that's gathered dust in my binders for years and will continue to gather dust in my binder. Anyway, on to number 4. Emma Frost, Hellfire Club. This is from Uncanny X-Men. 5 cost shield. She's got the villain affiliation. Whenever Emma Frost is damaged by a fist character, redirect the first 1 damage from her to your opponent. Wow, great. Thanks, Emma. Really pulled my ass out the sling there. What the? Do you know what I mean? So, again, just that really specific case use example. Well, if my opponent's really vicious attacking win condition character is a fist character, which I suppose what was Wolverine? I suppose it might have been back then, actually. I might be discrediting this one. Well, she'll probably die, but at least I've done 1 ping back to my opponent. What's that? You've just overcrushed me for 6? Well, do you know what? Off, because I've just done you 1 damage back. Oh, what? I've got to pay to refill her? Oh, days. Do you know what I mean? Now, as far as the super rare's concerned, you got to ask yourself, like, I'm so sorry. I'm just... I've made myself get the giggles. Do you know what? I have to... So many times when I record these what the videos, I have to stop myself from giggling, and I've failed today. But I haven't got time to re-record because I'll be back any minute. So let's carry on. Number 3. We've got the Hulk Warbound. What an epic misstep this guy is. From the Amazing Spider-Man set, 8-cost shield. He's got Aftershock. All players move all dice from their prep area to their use pile. 1, 5, 7, 2, 6, 8, 3, 7, 9. So you've just paid 8 and paid possibly 3 to field it, to not only move your opponent's dice from their prep area to your use pile, but to move all of your own. What the... I mean... Again, what is the use case study for that, where you want to move your dice as well as all your opponents from the prep area to the use pile? Do you know what I mean? And pay up to 11 for it. It's just insane. I mean, I love the artwork's pretty decent, actually. I like the Planet Hulk artwork on there. But yeah, and it being Aftershock as well. So you're already basically losing. I just can't see it. I'm sorry. It's such a... Again, as far as a super rare goes, you might get all excited. A Hulk super rare. Oh, wait a minute. I've just paid 8 to penalise my opponent and myself. I mean, seriously, what the... is that all about? Oh, I still haven't shaken the giggles off. Right, on to number 2 then. And here we go. Earth X the Skull, Telepathic Awakening. 5-cost mask. Underdog. When fielded, each player KOs all but one of their mask character dice. All right, that's interesting. That's curious to me. But it's this bit now that's put it on number 2 at the list. When fielded, your opponent's life total cannot go below 1 this turn. What the... So, you're telling me I've just eliminated their entire board except for one mask character, but it doesn't matter because I can't kill them? It's like, take that! I'll just wait a turn for you to roll all that stuff back in. Do you know what I mean? What is the purpose of this? Board clear should back up a killer blow. You know, you could... That underdog text, you could back it up with, like, I don't know, something that would KO another character or hold some of yours back in and field them after him or something. That's interesting, that first bit. I'd consider paying 5 for that, maybe, but then to stop you from being able to kill your opponent. What the... Seriously, WizKids, what were you thinking with that one? I cannot... I cannot get my head around it. It defies belief. Right, on to number 1 then. I told you I was going to come back to this idea. Deadpool. Why isn't there a hero affiliation? He's got Deadpool affiliation, and he reads, when Deadpool is KO'd, KO target opposing level 1 character. Now, inherently, that's not that bad. There are other cards that do it. I don't tend to use these very level-specific KO cards often. Certainly not one I've paid 5 for. But again, what the... WizKids, this is... the named character from the set. It's from the Deadpool set. The super rare Deadpool should be epic. It should be fun. It should be a collector's piece that we all want to get our hands on. It is not worthy of a super rare in his own set. No. That's why it's number 1. That is why it's on the list, because it just aggrieved me so much at the time that the Deadpool set's super rare Deadpool was bobbins. I never played it. I never played it, ever. Do you know what I mean? And I'm sure there's folks out there who agree with me. So there you go. Number 1, Deadpool. Why isn't there a hero affiliation? So that concludes my top 10 list of what the Dice Masters super rares. Entirely subjective list, and I hope people out there watching and listening to this are receiving this video in the manner in which it's intended. It's just supposed to be a tongue-in-cheek look at Dice Masters, but I'm sure some of you guys out there have got WTF Dice Masters super rares of your own, so let me know about them in the comments down below. We're on a mission to get to 350 subscribers as well, and I know that nearly half my viewers aren't subscribed, so if you're one of those half, take a minute. Make a long-haired, bearded, manky hippie, mank because I'm from Manchester, not because I'm manky, a happy guy by breaking the 350 subscriber mark and press that subscribe button. And if you've enjoyed the piece of fun that I put out there today, then give us a like. I've been Chris, and I will see you here on YouTube, over on BritRoller6.com, or on the Ministry of Dice podcast sometime soon. Thanks for watching, folks.